Next one, flocculation or coagulation or precipitation of salt. Once again, flocculation or coagulation or precipitation of salt. Generally, the charge present on colloidal particles gives stability to the colloidal solution. The charge present on colloidal particles leads to the stability of the colloidal solid. If this charge is disturbed, it can be precipitated. What is the meaning of coagulation? The process of settling of colloidal particles. The process of settling of colloidal particles. So, coagulation is possible by different methods. The first one is electroforces. Electroforces. If you observe, here this is a cathode quad, this is anode quad. Inside this is a colloidal solution. So, by applying some electrical potential, the particles move to the opposite charged electrodes and they can be precipitated. Colloidal particles moves towards opposite charged electrode and discharge and then precipitated. This is the process of electroforces. Next one, mutual coagulation. Mutual coagulation. Here, two opposite charged salts mixed in equal proportions. Nearly equal proportions. Then the salt particles neutralize their charges. Because of opposite charges and then precipitated. Once again, two opposite charged salts mixed nearly in equal proportions. Then because of the opposite charge, these salt particles neutralize their charges and then precipitated. Next one, boiling. If salt is boiled, the absorbed layer disturbed due to increased collisions. When you have given temperature, the kinetic energy of the particles increases, so number of collisions also increases. Because of these increased collisions, so the absorbed layer disturbed. So when the absorbed layer disturbed, automatically it can affect the charge. If the charge affects, automatically the particles settle down to form precipitate. Persistent constant dialysis. Suppose if you go for prolonged dialysis, even the traces of electrolyte present in the salt can be removed completely. On prolonged continuous dialysis, the traces of electrolyte in salt removed completely. The colloids become unstable and precipitated. Next one, addition of electrolyte. If excess of electrolyte is added, the colloidal particles can be precipitated. Why? Means they can absorb opposite charged ions. When these particles absorb opposite charged ions, they can be neutralized. After neutralization, precipitation will be formed. Because of the absorption of opposite charged ions, they can be neutralized. After neutralization, it can be precipitated. What is the meaning of coagulating ion? The ion which is responsible for neutralization of charge on the particle. That is called as coagulating ion. According to Hardy-Schulze rule, this is important, please focus on this area. According to Hardy-Schulze rule, the valency of ion directly proportional to its precipitating or flocculating power. For example, if you consider the negative salt, if you want to coagulate the negative salt, the order of flocculating power of positive ions will be like that. Al plus 3 is greater because it has plus 3, followed by Ba plus 2, followed by Na plus. So the more valency, the more flocculating power. Suppose if we consider positive salt, for coagulation of positive salt, the order of flow collecting power is phosphate -3, sulfate -2, chloride -2. Once again divide this one. According to Hardy-Shells rule, the valency of ion directly proportional to precipitating or flow collecting power. For coagulation of negative salt, the order of flow collecting power will be like this: +3, +2, +1. For coagulation of positive salt, the order of flow collecting power will be -3, -2, -1 like this. What is the meaning of coagulating value? The minimum concentration of electrolyte in millimoles, underline it. The minimum concentration of electrolyte in millimoles per liter. The minimum concentration of electrolyte in millimoles per liter required to cause precipitation of a sol in 2 hours. Time also important here. The minimum concentration of electrolyte in millimoles per liter required to cause precipitation of a sol in 2 hours. Simple logic here. If suppose small quantity is required, if a small quantity of coagulating ion required means it has a high coagulating power or flow collecting power. Small quantity of ion required means that has a high coagulating power. Okay. Right. Next one, coagulation of lyophilic salt. Coagulation of lyophilic salt. Charge and extensive solvation. These two factors are responsible for the stability of lyophilic salt. Once again listen. Charge and extensive solvation. These two factors gives stability to lyophilic salt. Okay? Charge, extensive solvation gives stability to lyophilic salt. If you want to make coagulation, these two properties must be removed. Then only coagulation is possible in the case of lyophilic salts. Addition of suitable electrolyte and addition of suitable solvent. If we follow these two methods, coagulation is possible in the case of lyophilic salts. Addition of electrolyte and addition of suitable solvent. For example, if we consider solvents like alcohol or acetone are added to hydrophilic salt, the dispersed particles automatically dehydrated. Solvents like alcohol or acetone are added to hydrophilic salt. The dispersed particle automatically dehydrated. Okay, this is an example for coagulation of lyophilic salt. Next, protection of colloids. Generally, lyophilic salts can protect lyophobic salts. Lyophilic salts can protect lyophobic salts. If lyophilic salt is added to lyophobic salt, these lyophilic particles form a layer around lyophobic particles. When lyophilic salt is added to lyophobic salt, the lyophilic particles form a layer around lyophobic particles and protects from electrolyte. The lyophilic colloids which are useful for production of lyophobic colloids are called as protective colloids. The lyophilic salt which is used to protect the lyophobic salt is called as protective colloid. Gold number, this is important one. This was introduced by Sigmund. The definition of gold number is the minimum weight in milligrams of dry protective colloid to be added to 10 ml standard gold salt to prevent coagulation by addition of 1 ml 10% NaCl solution. Once again observe, the minimum weight in milligrams of dry protective colloid to be added to 10 ml standard gold salt to prevent coagulation by addition of 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution. Suppose if we consider 10 ml standard gold solution, for the 10 ml gold solution, if we add 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution, precipitation will start. To stop the precipitation, the amount in milligrams of dry productive colloid required is called as its Gould number. The less Gould number, more productive power. So Gould number inversely proportional to productive power. Suppose if you consider gelatin, Gould number is 0.0052, 0.01 only. So hemoglobin 0.03 to 0.07. Egg albumin 0.1 to 0.2. Potato starch 2.25. So in all these four cases, gelatin has Gould number 0.005 to 0.01. So it has more high productive power. Less Gould number means it has a high productive power. Potato starch has Gould number 25, so it has less productive power. This area is important. Please revise carefully. Next, colloids around us. The blue color of the sky and sea water. If you observe, the dust particles along with water suspended in air scatter blue light which reaches our eyes to look blue. Why sky appears blue means the dust particles along with water suspended in air scatter blue light which reaches our eyes and looks blue. For seawater also blue color is because of the similar reason only. Second one, fog, mist, rain. If a large mass of air with dust particles is cooled below its dew point, large mass of air with dust particles is cooled below its dew point, moisture from air condenses forming fine droplets. Moisture from air condenses forming fine droplets. The colloidal nature continue to float in air in the form of mist or fog. Once again, fog, mist, rain. If a large mass of air with dust particles is cooled below its dew point, moisture from air condenses forming fine droplets. The colloidal nature continue to float in air in the form of mist or fog. Next one, clouds. Clouds are generally aerosols. A small water droplets suspended in air. Aerosols, small water droplets suspended in air. Because of condensation in the upper atmosphere, the colloidal droplets of water grow bigger and bigger in size. Because of condensation in the upper atmosphere, the colloidal droplets in water grow bigger and bigger in size, ultimately leads to rain. Rainfall is possible when two oppositely charged clouds meet. That technique is useful in artificial raining. Suppose when two oppositely charged clouds can meet together, rainfall is possible. We can use this technique to create artificial rain. We can throw electrified sand or we can spray charged salt to the clouds from aeroplane to get artificial rain. Okay. Blood. Generally, blood is a negative colloid. If alum and FeCl3 can use it can stop bleeding because of coagulation of blood. Once again, basically blood is a negative colloid. If you use alum and FeCl3 combination, it can stop bleeding because of the coagulation of blood. Next one, soils. Generally, fertile soils are colloidal in nature. The humus present in the soil can act as a protective colloid. The humus present in the soil can act as a protective colloid. So, soils generally absorb moisture nourishing materials. They absorb moisture nourishing materials. Next one, formation of delta. If you observe, river water is a colloidal solution of clay. It is coming from long distance carrying clay particles. Seawater contains number of electrolytes. Seawater contains number of electrolytes. If both river water and seawater mix together, the electrolytes present in seawater can coagulate the clay salt particles, clay colloidal solution to form delta. When the river water mixes or meets with the sea water, the electrolytes present in sea water can coagulate the clay particles present in the river water to form delta. Next, applications of colloids. Continuation. Electrical precipitation of smoke. Electrical precipitation of smoke. This is cotton smoke precipitated. Cotton smoke precipitated. From this side, smoke is entering into this chamber. Here, high electric voltage we are measuring 30,000 volts or more than 30,000 volts. Here, this is a precipitated gas. So, the gases which are without carbon particles will come out from this side. Here, smoke passed through a chamber having plates with opposite charge to smoke particles. The plates have opposite charge to plate particles. Then automatically the particles attaches to the plates. After some time they lose their charge and they can be precipitated. This is the process of electrical precipitation of smoke. Once again, smoke passes through a chamber having plates with opposite charge to smoke particles. The particles attaches to the plates and they lose their charge and they can be precipitated. This is cotton smoke precipitated. Second one is purification of drinking water. Suppose if you get water from natural source, it has some impurities. If alum is added to the natural water, it is useful to coagulate the suspended impurities and it can make water pure. Alum coagulates the impurities present in the water. Okay? Medicines. Majority of the medicines are colloidal in nature. For example, if we consider argyral, that is a silver salt used as eye lotion. Argyral, silver salt used as eye lotion. Next one, colloidal antimony, useful for curing kala-azar. Useful for curing kala-azar. Colloidal gold is used as intramuscular injection. Next one, milk of magnesia. For stomach disorders, milk of magnesia can be used for stomach disorders. Okay? Take care about this one. Objective questions are asked in the previous examinations. The last point we should observe this one. Colloidal medicines have more surface area. Because of this reason, assimilation of this medicine is easy. Because of having more surface area, their assimilation is easy. Once again, medicines. Majority of the medicines are colloidal in nature. For example, argyral, silver salt, that is used as eye lotion. Colloidal antimony, that is used to cure kala-azar. Colloidal gold, that is used as intramolecular injection. Milk of magnesia, used for stomach disorders. Okay. Colloidal medicines have more surface area, so assimilation is easy. Continuation of application of colloids. Tanning. Generally, animal hides are colloidal in nature. They have positive charged particles. Animal hides are colloidal in nature and they have positive charged particles. Tannin has negative charged colloidal particles. Tannin has negative charged colloidal particles. If that hide is soaked in tannin, mutual coagulation takes place. Mutual coagulation takes place. This process is called as tanning. This leads to hardening of the leather. Chromium salts also can be used in the place of tannin. Once again, generally animal hides are colloidal in nature. They have positive charged positive charged particles. Tannin has negative charged colloidal particles. If hide is soaked in tannin, mutual coagulation takes place, leading to the hardening of leather. This process is called as tanning. can use chromium salt instead of tannin. Okay, chromium salts also can be used. Next one, other applications: cleansing action of soap, preparation of photographic celluloid films. Next one, paints, inks, graphite, lubricants, synthetic plastics, cement, rubber, extra. All these includes applications of colloids. Once again, cleaning action of soap, preparation of photographic celluloid films, paints, inks, graphite, lubricants, synthetic plastics, cement, rubber. These are the other applications of colloids.